Good morning, everyone. It's April 15th, 2020, and I want to look at what is, for today at least, my favorite Bible verse. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, where the author, Solomon, says this: "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Keep means guard. Build a small fortress around your heart and keep certain things out and keep certain things in. Apostle Paul puts it this way in Colossians 3:2. Set your affections on things above. Put your loves, the things that are valuable to you, put them inside your heart and make those affections heavenly things. Then he says this, don't set your affections on things below. That's anything on the created level. Don't hang on to anything down here too strongly, whether it's politics or money or comfort or even family. Love God first and make that the thing that you guard. I told one person that in order to succeed in their marriage, they had to love God with all their heart, not love their spouse with all their heart, because that's the guard. God is the guard of the marriage. When you allow it to, what you allow to fill your heart, what you choose to love, will affect how you handle life. Proverbs 4 focuses on the love for God and His Word. Issues is what flows out of you. What comes from your mouth comes from your heart. And if the Word of God is filling your heart, and it's not in the sense of, because people use the Word of God to love this world. I mean, they can justify all kinds of wrong use with the Word of God. But if the Word of God causes you to love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself, and it fills your heart, love is going to come out of your mouth. That's what's going to come out. So if fear and hatred and anger and divisiveness come out of your mouth, it's because you haven't guarded your heart. Your affections are then focused on earthly things. And I don't care how good those things are and how bad they are. If anger and divisiveness and hatred comes out of your mouth, then you're focused on earthly things and you've let them in. This is particularly on my radar right now because of the political rhetoric that's going on. If you were to say the word Trump to some people, or Pelosi to some other people, or Schiff, or Schumer, or Pence, they completely go unhinged. Almost to the point, in my mind, of mental illness. What comes out of their mouth is a nonstop spewing of hatred toward these people, these politicians, and hatred toward those who support them, despising them. That's a form of hatred. Thinking they're stupid or evil. And I see it on both sides of the political spectrum, and it breaks my heart. It's not a matter of disagreement about political policies, what I'm talking about. It's a matter of what you set your affections on. We're pretty limited. People that act like this, they can't conceive of the possibility that someone could possibly have a different viewpoint than theirs. They think those who have a different viewpoint are either evil or stupid. And that's a heart problem, a pride problem. Doesn't matter whether you're on the right or left with that. That's a problem. And I hear this kind of rhetoric from conservatives and liberals alike. In the American Civil War, there were godly people in the North and in the South. There were people in the South who detested slavery that supported the South. And someone says, how could they possibly do that? Because they believed in states' rights. They were protecting their home. For people in Virginia, many of them had to choose, and in Maryland, they had to choose, am I protecting my home? Am I going to protect my state or my federal government? They had to make the choice. Didn't make them evil, didn't make them stupid, neither did it make them lesser. Many in the North who fought to free the slaves at the same time despised the African Americans. They saw them as a lesser race. And many of them also were factory owners and to them it was all about money, and they treated their factory workers like slaves almost, or worse in some cases. The point is this: unguarded hearts lead to the inability to walk in someone else's shoes. It leads to the inability to love those you disagree with. It leads to an arrogance and pride that is divisive and hurts those around you. And it actually hurts those you love, those you think you agree with. So my challenge to you today is this: set your affections on things above. That is, guard your heart. Make sure you fill it with love for God and love for others. Keep your affections off things below. That, the key word there is things, including politics. Thank you, and may God bless you today.